say the train stopped running here decades ago, but sometimes, late at night, you can still hear the sound of one. Coming from the dark, the old station sleeps beneath the city, buried under soot, silence, and memory. Only a few people still remember its name. Millfield Terminal. Platform 9. Once, it was a place where journeys began. Now, it's where they end. Evan Holt knew the station better than anyone. 34 years old. A man who worked nights because the world was quieter then. He swept the corridors, scrubbed the tiles, fixed the flickering lights, and tried not to think about the people who used to wait here. But some nights, when the wind shifted through the broken doors, he swore he could still hear footsteps. Not echoes, not rats. Something else. Something listening back. He told himself the noises were just the building settling. But the walls had a way of answering him. Hello. He would stop, wait, and the silence would deepen, as if the station itself was holding its breath. That night, Evan's shift began at 11 p.m. sharp. The rain was falling hard, each drop echoing through the hollow platforms. His flashlight flickered. Once, twice, then steadied. He hated when it did that. At platform 9, a yellow sign hung crooked above the gate, closed for repairs. But no one had repaired it in over 30 years. The paint was gone, the tiles cracked, the timetable still frozen on a single date. November 12th, 1986. That was the night his sister, Lena, was supposed to take the 11:40 to Ashbourne. She never arrived, and the train never came. Evan never talked about her. Not to co-workers, not to family. But every night, he found himself here, on the edge of platform 9. Sometimes he thought he saw a reflection in the old timetable glass. Just a blur, gone the second he blinked. It wasn't until that night he realized the station had been waiting too. Waiting for him. At 2:13 a.m., the sound came. A low rumble beneath the floor. The metal groaned, as if a long dead engine had just drawn its first breath. Evan froze. The mop handle slid from his grip and rolled toward the tracks. He listened, hard hammering, and then he heard it. A voice from below. It called his name, softly, so soft it almost wasn't there. Evan. He stepped back. The sound wasn't the echo of his own thoughts. It came from under the station, from the rails themselves. He leaned over the platform's edge. The dark below shimmered, mist swirling like breath. Lena. Nothing. Only that faint hum. The sound of something coming closer. The air grew cold. Cold enough that his breath fogged in front of him. And for a heartbeat, he thought he saw her face in the mist. Then it vanished. He should have walked away. Left the lights on. Locked the doors. And never returned. But he couldn't. Not when he heard her voice again. This time, closer. Down here. The sound came from the service tunnel. The one sealed since the accident. The the one he had promised never to open. And yet, his hand was already reaching for the latch. As the gate creaked open, the lights above him flickered. Once, twice. Then the platform went dark. Somewhere in that blackness, a train whistle blew. Not from the tracks outside, but from below. The gate groaned shut behind him. Metal against stone. Sound swallowing itself. Only the beam of his flashlight cut the dark. Each step stirred a ghost of dust, and the air felt older than the earth itself. Somewhere ahead, a faint clinking like loose chains echoed off the tunnel walls. He whispered to no one. Whisper stretch. Lena, are you here? The darkness answered with breathing. Not his. He lifted the light. The tunnel curved left, then down. The rails were gone. Only black stone and puddles reflecting nothing, but faintly, painted along the wall. Letters spelled a name in rusted red. Platform 9. He felt the vibration then. A pulse through the soles of his boots. Distant, steady, approaching. He whispered, barely shaping the words. Soft. No train runs here. The air replied with a low, metallic moan, as if the tunnel itself remembered the sound of wheels. A light appeared ahead. Small, trembling, cold blue. Then 2, then 4. Like eyes opening in the dark. The whispering began. Hundreds of overlapping voices. Each syllable sliding over the next. Tickets, please. Evan backed away. The flashlight flickered, then died. Now only the pale glow ahead guided him, and the rail song rising beneath his feet. Wind slammed through the tunnel. Papers lifted from the ground and spun like ash. A roar, metal and memory combined, filled the air. Breath control, inhale through nose, exhale short. Evan shielded his face. And through the storm, the train came. It had no wheels, no smoke, no heat, just a shape outlined in silver fog. Carriages made of glass and shadow. Inside, he saw them. Faces pressed to the windows. Eyes hollow. Mouths forming silent screams. The lost passengers. And there, near the front, a woman. Hair dark, hand raised. Lena. He stumbled forward, reaching toward the glass. Lena, it's me. Her face turned slowly, but her eyes weren't hers. Pale and empty. She mouthed one word. Run. Behind her, shadows moved through the carriage. Shapes wearing conductor caps, their hands like coal. One raised a rusted lantern. Green light spilled from it, washing over Evan's skin. The air froze. The world stopped. The lantern's glow poured through him like water. Cold. Unforgiving. He saw flashes. Rails twisting beneath a black sky. Bodies of passengers half formed in mist. A station that was no longer part of time. Then silence. When he opened his eyes, the train was gone. So was the tunnel. He stood again on platform 9. But it was different now. New. Polished. Lit by golden lamps that had not burned in decades. And crowds stood around him, waiting. Every face was familiar. Old newspaper clippings, missing posters, gone for years. They all watched him with hollow eyes. A whistle blew. The conductor stepped forward, the same green lantern in hand. "Tickets, please." Evan looked down. In his palm lay a crumpled stub. Faded ink, one way to Ashbourne. He never bought it, but it was there all the same. He met the conductor's gaze. The man nodded once, motioning toward the open doors of the waiting train. Inside, Lena stood. This time, her eyes were her own. Tears hung like stars on her lashes. "It's okay. It's time to go." Evan hesitated, then smiled, a small, tired thing. Home. He stepped aboard. The doors closed. The lights dimmed. And from somewhere deep beneath the city, a train whistle echoed once more. It never stopped again.